Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about linear equations. Example 1 says, suppose you go to a restaurant that charges you a $5 seating fee and everything on the menu then becomes $4. Fill out the table below where there are missing values. So let's go ahead and look at this table. Let's say that we ordered 2 items off of the menu. So we would have to pay for those 2 items. So each of those items would be $4. And then we'd also have to pay that weird seating fee where they just charge you to sit down. So 4 plus 4 is 8, and 8 plus 5 is $13. Okay, so what if they gave you the subtotal and you were trying to figure out how many items you ordered? Well, we know that we have to pay the seating fee. So what we could do is we could subtract off the seating fee from the $61. And if we did that, then we would get $56. So we do know that every item is $4 on the menu. And so because every item is exactly $4, what we could do is we could take the $56 and divide it by $4, and then that would tell us how many items that we ordered. So if we divide 56 by 4, that number ends up being 14. So this tells us here that we ordered 14 items. Okay, so 7 items at $4 per item. Instead of adding up 4 7 times, that is equivalent to multiplication. So we could say 7 times 4, and then we could add the $5 seating fee. So 7 times 4 is 28 plus 5, and that ends up being $33. I'm just going to box the ones that we fill in and box our final answer. And then we have one more. So let's say our subtotal comes out to $31. So we would subtract off that $5 seating fee. And that gives us $26. And if you throw into your calculator 26 divided by 4, you're going to notice that it's 6.5. Now, this is not going to be a possible subtotal because everything on the menu becomes $4 and they don't charge you for like half items or things like that. So we can actually say here that no number of items will give us a subtotal of $31. All right, part B says create a graph that shows how much your subtotal cost would be if you ordered between 0 and 4 items. Make sure to label your axes. So our horizontal axis here will represent number of items that we order. And our vertical axis is going to be our subtotal in dollars. And we have a lot of tick marks here, so I'm going to make it so that every 4 represents one item. So 2, 3, 4, because it only asks between 0 and 4. And let's see, I'm just going to calculate how many dollars our subtotal would be if we ordered 4 items. So we would do 4 in each item would be $4. So 4 times 4 is 16. And then we would add on our seating fee, which would be $21. So I'm going to make it on the vertical axis so that every tick mark represents $2. So this would be 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So I think that will be nice. Okay. Now, if I ordered one item, then they would charge us the $5 seating fee plus the $4 for that one item. So that's going to be $9, which is right there. If I ordered 2 items, that value was in our table up above, and we saw that if we ordered 2 items, our total would come out to $13, and we calculated for 4 items, we said that that was $21, which is right here, and for $3, excuse me, for 3 items, we would do 3 times 4, which is equal to 12, and then 12 plus 5 is 17, so that's going to be about right there. And then, you know, this probably wouldn't be the case, but if you ordered 0 items, they're not going to charge you for the items, but they still will charge you to sit down, so that would be $5 right there. And notice that if I did connect those dots, it would form a perfect straight line. Part C says write a description of how to figure out your subtotal if you get any number of items. So I want you to pause the video for a moment and think about how are you going to figure out the subtotal if you got like 70 items or 100 items? What would you do in those scenarios? So let's write a general way to calculate our subtotal cost. Our subtotal cost is equal to the cost per item, and we would multiply that by the number of items ordered. And then, unfortunately, we have to add on that pesky seating fee. Okay, so another way of writing that is we could say the subtotal cost is equal to $4 times however many items we order. I'm just going to put a question mark for that because we don't know. And then we have to add $5 for our seating fee. Part D says, using Part C, create an equation that models how much your subtotal will be if you order any number of items. This question is very similar to Part C, but we want to use variables because we often use variables in mathematics. And so you might be familiar with this, y equals 4x plus 5. And you know, that looks a little bit more complicated than what we wrote above, but really the variable or the letter y just represents our subtotal. And the variable x just represents the number of items ordered.